Claimed by the Billionaire. A werewolf romance story. Opening. Hello, my beautiful dreamers. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where possession becomes passion and obsession turns into devotion. Tonight, I have a story that will make your hearts race and your breath catch. A tale of a woman desperate for freedom, a billionaire alpha who refuses to let her go, and the fine line between captivity and claiming. Imagine finally escaping a toxic relationship, ready to start fresh, to breathe again. Imagine thinking you're free at last. Now imagine the most powerful, most dangerous, most utterly obsessed billionaire alpha deciding you belong to him. And no matter how far you run, how hard you fight, how many times you say no, he simply won't let you go. So settle in close, my dreamers. This is a story about possession and protection, about the difference between being owned and being cherished, about discovering that sometimes the cage you're running from isn't a cage at all. It's home. This is Claimed by the Billionaire. Prologue. The escape. I had $300, one suitcase, and a bus ticket to nowhere. It was everything I owned. Everything I'd managed to save over 2 years of being engaged to Derek Ashford, beta heir, manipulative bastard, and the worst mistake of my life. You're really leaving? My best friend Jen stood in her doorway, worry creasing her face. Maya, he's not going to let you go easily. He doesn't have a choice. The engagement is over. I'm done. I hefted my suitcase. By the time he realizes I'm gone, I'll be 3 states away. What if he comes after you? Then I'll run farther. I hugged her tight. Thank you for letting me stay these past few days, for not telling him where I was. Of course, you're my sister and everything but blood. She squeezed harder. Be safe. Call me when you get settled. I will. I took the bus to the station, watching the city and Derek disappear behind me. 2 years. 2 years of being controlled, manipulated, isolated from everyone I loved. 2 years of Derek deciding what I wore, where I went, who I spoke to. All in the name of protecting me, because I was an Omega, and he was a Beta who knew better. I was done being protected. Done being controlled. Done being anything other than free. The bus station was crowded, perfect for disappearing. I bought a ticket to Portland using cash, no trail for Derek to follow. I was watching the departure board when I felt it. Eyes on me, heavy, intense, predatory. I turned, scanning the crowd, my Omega instincts screaming danger. And then I saw him. He stood across the terminal, impossible to miss. Tall, easily 6'4", with broad shoulders filling out an expensive black suit. Dark hair swept back from a face that was all sharp angles and cruel beauty. And eyes. Oh God, his eyes were the color of ice, pale blue and absolutely transfixed on me. My wolf, silent for so long under Derek's oppressive control, suddenly surged forward. Mate. No, this couldn't be happening. Not now. Not when I was finally free. The man started moving toward me, cutting through the crowd with predatory grace. I grabbed my suitcase and ran. Made it to my bus just as it was boarding, showed my ticket with shaking hands, collapsed into a seat. Through the window, I saw him, standing at the terminal entrance, watching my bus pull away. His expression was unreadable, but his eyes, those ice blue eyes, promised this wasn't over. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Running won't help. You're mine, little Omega, and I always collect what's mine. I turned off my phone, my heart hammering. What had just happened? Who was that man? How did he have my number? And why did every instinct I possessed tell me he wasn't lying? That I'd just run from my fated mate, and that he had absolutely no intention of letting me go. Chapter 1. Nowhere to Run Portland was supposed to be my fresh start. I found a tiny studio apartment in a questionable neighborhood, got a job waitressing at an all-night diner, paid for everything in cash, kept my head down. For 2 weeks, I was free. Then he found me. I was walking home from my shift, exhausted, when a sleek black car pulled up beside me. The window rolled down, revealing those ice-blue eyes. "Get in the car, Maya." I kept walking. "I don't know you." "Yes, you do. Your wolf recognized me at the bus station, just like mine recognized you." The car kept pace with me. "We need to talk. I have nothing to say to you." "Then listen. Get in the car, or I'll make a scene. Your choice." I looked around. The street was empty. No witnesses. No help. Against every survival instinct, I got in the car. The moment the door closed, his scent hit me. Pine and leather and something expensive, utterly intoxicating. My wolf purred, desperate to get closer. I pressed against the opposite door. "Who are you?" "Ryder Kane, CEO of Kane Industries, Alpha of the Obsidian Pack." His eyes never left me. "And your fated mate." "I don't want a mate." "Too bad. The moon goddess doesn't ask permission." He pressed a button, and a privacy screen rose between us and the driver. "Tell me why you're running." "That's none of your business." "Everything about you is my business. You're my mate." His voice dropped, going rough. "Do you have any idea what it's been like? 2 weeks of tracking you. 2 weeks of my wolf going insane because you ran from us." "I didn't run from you. I ran from my ex." Derek Ashford, beta heir of the Clearwater Pack, controlling, manipulative, had you under his thumb for 2 years. His expression darkened. "I know everything about him. And about you." "You investigated me?" "Of course I did. The moment you ran, I hired the best investigators money could buy." He leaned forward. "I know about your parents dying when you were 16. About Derek swooping in, playing the protector, slowly isolating you from everyone who cared about you. I know you finally broke free 3 weeks ago, have been hiding at your friend Jen's place, then ran here." Anger flared. "You have no right." "I have every right. You're mine." The possessiveness in his voice made my wolf whimper. "And now that I've found you, I'm not letting you go. You can't just claim me. I already have. From the moment our eyes met at that bus station, you became mine. Legally, biologically, irrevocably mine. That's not how mate bonds work. Isn't it?" He tilted his head. "Tell me you don't feel it. The pull, the need, the certainty that you belong with me." I did feel it. Had felt it since that first moment. But I'd just escaped one controlling man. I wasn't walking straight into another. "I don't care about the mate bond. I want my freedom." "You can have freedom. With me." "That's a contradiction. Not the way I do things." He pulled out a phone, showed me photos. "This is my penthouse. You'll live there. Your own room, your own space, complete privacy when you want it. I'm not moving in with you. This is the contract I've had drawn up." He handed me papers. "Everything you'd have as my mate, financial security, protection, resources, all yours." "I don't want your money." "Then what do you want, Maya?" He moved closer. "Tell me, what do you need to feel safe? To trust me? To give this bond a chance?" "I want you to let me go." "No." The word was absolute. "That's the one thing I can't do. Won't do. You're my fated mate. Walking away from you isn't an option. Then you're no better than Derek." His eyes flashed with fury. "Derek controlled you out of insecurity, kept you small to make himself feel big, used your omega nature against you." He leaned in close. "I want to see you shine. Want to give you everything you've been denied. Want to watch you become who you're meant to be." "While keeping me prisoner?" "While keeping you safe, there's a difference." "Not to me." We stared at each other, the mate bond humming desperately between us. "I'm not giving up," he said finally. "I'll court you properly. Show you I'm different from every wolf who's tried to control you. Prove that being mine doesn't mean losing yourself." "And if I still want to leave?" His jaw clenched. then we'll have a problem, because I've waited 35 years for my fated mate. Now that I've found you, I'm not letting you go. Not for anything. Not ever. The certainty in his voice should have terrified me. Instead, some twisted part of me, my Omega Wolf, thrilled at his possessiveness. I need time, I said. You can have time. At my penthouse, under my protection, where I know you're safe. That's not time. That's captivity. That's compromise. His hand reached out, almost touching my face. I could command you. Use my alpha authority to make you submit. But I won't. Because I want you to choose this. Choose me. Choose us. And if I don't, then I'll wait. I'll court you. I'll prove myself, for however long it takes. His eyes held mine. But you're still living under my roof. Still under my protection. Because the alternative, you alone, vulnerable, with Derek still looking for you, is unacceptable. Derek won't find me. He already has. 3 of his pack members were spotted in Portland yesterday. They're hunting you, Maya. And when they find you, they'll drag you back to Clearwater. My blood ran cold. How do you know that? Because I have eyes everywhere. And because I won't let anyone take what's mine. The possessiveness should have scared me. Instead, after 2 years of Derek's control disguised as protection, Ryder's honest obsession was almost refreshing. 1 week, I said. I'll stay at your penthouse for 1 week. You can try to convince me, but if at the end of that week I want to leave, you let me go. Deal. His smile was sharp. But Maya, by the end of that week, you won't want to leave. He was probably right, and that terrified me more than anything. Chapter 2. The penthouse, Ryder's penthouse, was obscene. 20 floors up, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, rooms that seemed to go on forever, luxury dripping from every surface. You're sweet, he said, opening double doors to reveal a bedroom larger than my entire apartment. Private bathroom, walk-in closet already stocked with clothes in your size. You bought me clothes? I'm a thorough man. His eyes held mine. You'll find everything you need. If something's missing, tell me. I'll get it. I don't need you to buy me things. I know, but I want to. Let me take care of you, Maya. Taking care and controlling are different things. I'm aware. He gestured around. You have complete freedom in the penthouse. Come and go as you please. I won't stop you. Really, really. Though I will have security follow you when you leave. Non-negotiable. Of course there was a catch. My room? I asked. End of the hall. Far enough to give you privacy. Close enough that I can reach you if you need me. What if I don't need you? Then I'll wait until you do. His confidence was absolute. That first night I couldn't sleep. I wandered the penthouse, exploring, trying to make sense of my situation. I'd escaped one controlling man only to land with another. Except Ryder was different. Wasn't he? I found him in his study, working despite the late hour. Can't sleep? He asked without looking up. Unfamiliar bed. Understandable. He set down his pen. Would you like tea? I find it helps. You drink tea? I'm a billionaire alpha, not a barbarian. His smile was brief. Come on. He led me to the kitchen, massive and state-of-the-art, and proceeded to make tea with surprising competence. You cook? I asked. When necessary, though I usually have a chef for meals. He handed me a cup. Chamomile. Good for anxiety. We sat at the island, the silence surprisingly comfortable. Tell me about your company, I said. Why? Because if I'm stuck here for a week, I might as well know who I'm stuck with. His smile was genuine this time. Kane Industries. We started in tech, expanded into real estate. Now we have fingers in everything from pharmaceuticals to clean energy. And you run all of it? With help. I have good people. He studied me over his cup. What about you? What did you do before Derek? I was in art school, painting mostly. I wanted to be an artist. Wanted? Derek said it was impractical, that I should focus on being a good mate instead. The bitterness in my voice surprised me. And you believed him? I was 20 and grieving my parents. He was older, confident, seemed to have all the answers. I wrapped my hands around the warm cup. By the time I realized he was isolating me, it felt too late to leave. But you did leave. That takes courage. Or desperation. Both, probably. His hand covered mine, warm and solid. For what it's worth, I think you should paint again. Why? Because it makes you light up when you talk about it. Because you deserve to do things that bring you joy. His thumb traced my knuckles. Because you're my mate, and I want you happy. The sincerity in his voice made my throat tight. This thing you're doing, the kindness, the consideration, is it an act? To make me trust you? It's who I am with you. Only you. His eyes held mine. I'm not always kind, Maya. In business, I'm ruthless. With enemies, I'm brutal. But with my mate, I'll be whatever you need me to be. What if I need you to let me go? Then I'd try. And fail. Because letting you go isn't in my nature. He squeezed my hand gently. I know you're scared. I know you see me as another Derek. But I promise you, I'm nothing like him. Prove it. I will. Every day for the rest of our lives. If that's what it takes. Over the next few days, he did try to prove it. He gave me space when I needed it. Included me in decisions about meals, schedules, activities. Asked my opinion instead of dictating. He set up an art studio in one of the spare rooms, stocked with supplies I hadn't touched in years. For when you're ready, he said simply. He took me to dinner at restaurants I chose. Let me pick movies for our evenings. Never pushed for more than I was willing to give. It was disconcerting, wonderful, terrifying. Because the more time I spent with Ryder, the more I realized he wasn't like Derek at all. Derek had controlled out of insecurity. Ryder was possessive, yes. Obsessive, absolutely. But not controlling. He wanted me to be happy, to thrive, to be exactly who I was. He just wanted it while keeping me close. On the 5th night, I found myself in the art studio, staring at a blank canvas. You're thinking too hard. I turned to find Ryder in the doorway, watching me with those intense blue eyes. I don't know if I remember how. To paint? To create, to be me. Derek spent 2 years telling me what to think, what to want, what to be. I'm not sure I know who I am without someone directing me. Ryder moved closer, stopping just shy of touching. Then let's find out. Together. That's not how it works. Isn't it? You've been told who to be for so long. Maybe you need someone giving you permission to explore. His hand touched my lower back. Gentle. Paint something. Anything. Don't think. Just feel. I picked up a brush, dipped it in blue. His eye color, though I didn't let myself acknowledge that. And made a mark. Then another. Then more. I painted for 3 hours, losing myself in color and form and the pure joy of creation. When I finally stepped back, exhausted but exhilarated, Ryder was still there. It's beautiful, he said softly. It's a mess. It's you, raw and real and perfect. His hand found mine. Thank you for letting me see this. See what? You, the real you. Not the woman Derek tried to make you. Not the Omega who's been running. Just Maya. Tears pricked my eyes. I'm still leaving at the end of the week. Are you? His thumb brushed my cheek. Because it seems to me like you're starting to realize this could be home. This could be a cage. Only if I make it one. And I won't. He pulled me closer, his scent wrapping around me. I won't control you, Maya. Won't change you. Won't make you small to make myself feel big. I'll just love you, protect you, give you everything you need to soar, while keeping me here. While keeping you safe, there's a difference. Is there? He kissed me then, soft, questioning, giving me every chance to pull away. I didn't. I kissed him back, my hands fisting in his shirt, the mate bond blazing between us. When we parted, both breathless, his eyes were molten. 2 more days, he said roughly. Then you have to decide. Stay or go. And if I choose to go. Pain flashed across his face, but he answered honestly. Then I'll let you, but I'll follow. I'll court you from afar. I'll prove myself until you're ready to choose me. That's still not letting me go. No, because you're mine, Maya. My fated mate, my obsession, my everything. His forehead pressed to mine. I'll give you freedom, space, time, whatever you need. But I'll never truly let you go, because losing you would destroy me. The raw honesty should have terrified me. Instead, it made me feel seen, wanted, cherished in a way Derek never had. I need to think, I whispered. Think. Paint. Breathe. Take all the time you need. He stepped back, though clearly it cost him. I'm not going anywhere. As I lay in bed that night, I realized something terrifying. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay with Ryder, in this penthouse that felt more like home than anywhere I'd lived. But admitting that, choosing him, felt like giving up. Didn't it? Chapter 3. The X returns. On the 6th day, Derek found me. I was at a coffee shop 2 blocks from the penthouse, Ryder's security trailing discreetly, when he walked in. He looked the same, clean-cut, handsome in a conventional way. The perfect beta who'd charmed me when I was grieving and lost. Our eyes met. His expression went from surprise to fury to cold calculation in seconds. Maya. He approached my table. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. You left, without a word, without explanation. He sat across from me, ignoring my protest. I've been worried sick. I ended our engagement, via text, 3 weeks ago. A text isn't ending things. Not after 2 years together. His hand reached for mine. I pulled away. Come home. We can work this out. There's nothing to work out. We're done. You don't mean that. You're just confused. Overwhelmed. His voice took on that patronizing tone I'd hated. I know you, baby. You need structure, guidance. You need me. I don't need anything from you. Is this about the rules? Because we can discuss those. Maybe I was too strict. You were controlling, manipulative. You isolated me from everyone who cared about me. I was protecting you. You were suffocating me. I stood. We're done, Derek. Accept it and move on. His expression darkened. You think you can just walk away? After everything I've invested in you? Invested? 2 years, Maya? 2 years of my time, my energy, my resources. You owe me. The security guard, one of Ryder's, stepped closer. The lady asked you to leave, he said calmly. Derek's eyes narrowed. And who are you? Someone who ensures she's protected. The guard's hand moved to his phone. Should I call Mr. Kane? Derek paled slightly. Kane? As in Ryder Kane? She's under his protection. Has been for 6 days. The guard's smile was sharp. Leave now, or I'll be forced to escort you out. Derek stood, but his eyes never left me. This isn't over, Maya. You belong to me. One way or another, you're coming home. He left, and I collapsed back into my chair, shaking. The guard called Ryder immediately. Sir, we have a situation. 15 minutes later, Ryder arrived, moving through the coffee shop like a force of nature, his presence making everyone take notice. Are you all right? His hands ran over me, checking for injuries. I'm fine. He just talked. He threatened you. That's not fine. His eyes were blazing. I'm calling my lawyers, getting a restraining order. Ryder, breathe. He pulled me into his arms, holding tight. I should have been here. Should have anticipated. You had security on me. They did their job. I touched his face, making him look at me. I'm okay. Really. You're shaking. Because he scared me. But I handled it. Pride flashed across his face. You did. You stood up to him, told him no. Progress, right? Massive progress. He kissed my forehead. Let's get you home. Home. He'd said it so casually, but the word stuck. Was the penthouse home? Was Ryder? Back at the penthouse, Ryder was on the phone with his lawyers within minutes. I want a restraining order, today, and I want Derek Ashford investigated. Financial records, business dealings, everything. If he's broken any laws, I want to know about it. Ryder, you don't have to. Yes, I do. He threatened you. That's unforgivable. His expression was granite. No one threatens my mate. Ever. The possessiveness should have bothered me, but after Derek's cold calculation, Ryder's fierce protection felt right. Tomorrow's the 7th day, I said quietly. He stilled. I know. You said I could leave if I wanted. I did. And you'd let me go? He turned to face me, and the vulnerability in his eyes took my breath away. I'd honor my word. You'd be free to leave. But Maya... His voice cracked slightly. Please don't. Please choose this. Choose me. Choose us. You're asking me to trust you. To believe you're different from Derek. I know. And I know it's terrifying after what he did to you. He moved closer. But I'm not him. I'll never be him. With me, you'll have freedom. Autonomy. The space to be yourself. I'll just be here. Loving you. Protecting you. Giving you everything you need to thrive. While keeping me close. Yes, because I'm selfish enough to want you near. Possessive enough to need to know you're safe. Obsessed enough to think about you every moment of every day. His hands framed my face. But I'll never make you small, Maya. I'll never dim your light. I'll just bask in it. Tears spilled over. What if I'm not brave enough? What if I can't trust you? Then we'll work on it. Together. For however long it takes. His thumb brushed away my tears. I'm patient. Stubborn. Completely committed to proving myself to you. So take all the time you need. Just take it here. With me. That's not fair. I know. But I've never claimed to play fair where you're concerned. You're my mate. My obsession. The only thing in this world I truly need. His forehead touched mine. Stay, Maya. Please, let me love you the way you deserve. I should have said no. Should have protected myself. Should have run while I still could. But looking into his eyes, seeing the raw need, the desperate hope, the absolute certainty that we belonged together, I found myself nodding. Okay. Okay? I'll stay. Not forever. I'm not ready for that, but I'll stay. Give this a real chance. His smile was brilliant, devastating. That's all I ask. He kissed me then, deep and claiming, the mate bond blazing bright between us. And for the first time since Derek, since running, since hiding, I felt safe. Not trapped, not controlled, not suffocated. Just safe. In the arms of a billionaire alpha who refused to let me go. And I was starting to realize maybe I didn't want him to. Chapter 4, The Claiming. That night, everything changed. We were in Ryder's study, him working, me curled up reading, when his phone rang. He answered, listened, and his entire demeanor shifted. When? A pause. How many? Another pause. Secure the perimeter. I'm on my way. He hung up, turned to me with grim eyes. Derek's made his move. What do you mean? He's filed a formal challenge, claims I stole his intended mate. He's demanding your return or trial by combat. My blood turned to ice. Trial by combat? Old wolf law. If an alpha or beta believes another has taken their intended mate, they can challenge for her. His jaw clenched. It's archaic, barbaric, but technically legal. Can you refuse? I could, but it would make me look weak, and Derek knows that. He moved to his desk, already making calls. I'm calling my lawyers. We'll fight this legally. Or you could just let me go. He froze, turned to stare at me. What? If I'm not here, there's no challenge. Derek gets what he wants. Everyone moves on. Are you insane? He crossed to me in 3 strides. I'm not giving you back to that bastard. Not now. Not ever. But if you fight him, then I fight him, and I win, because the alternative is unacceptable. Ryder, he's younger, stronger, more experienced in combat. I don't care if he's a god. He's not taking you from me. His hands gripped my shoulders. You're mine, Maya. Mine. And I'll fight anyone who tries to take you away. The possessiveness was overwhelming, intoxicating, absolutely certain. When's the challenge? I asked quietly. 3 days, full moon, neutral territory. His eyes held mine. I'll win. I promise you, I'll win. The next 3 days were torture. Ryder trained constantly. His beta, a woman named Sasha, brought in sparring partners. They drilled combat techniques I'd never seen. You don't have to watch, Ryder said, finding me observing from the corner. I need to. This is my fault. This is Derek's fault. His entitlement. His refusal to accept no. He pulled me close, despite being sweaty from training. You're not to blame for any of this. If I'd never run from that bus station, then we'd never have met. And I'd be a shell of a man, waiting for a mate who never came. His lips brushed my forehead. You're worth fighting for, Maya. Worth anything. The night before the challenge, I couldn't sleep. I found Ryder on the balcony, staring at the city lights. Nervous? I asked, joining him. Terrified. His honesty surprised me. Not of losing the fight, of losing you. You won't. If something goes wrong, if Derek gets lucky, if I fail. He turned to face me. Promise me something. What? Promise me you'll run. Not back to Derek, but away. Somewhere safe. Somewhere you can be free. Ryder. Promise me, Maya. I need to know that even if I lose, you'll be okay. Tears filled my eyes. I promise. But you're not going to lose. No, I'm not. His hand cupped my face. Because I have something Derek doesn't. Something worth fighting for. What's that? A fated mate who chose me. Who stayed despite her fears. Who trusted me enough to let me love her. His thumb brushed my cheek. That's worth more than any amount of combat training. I kissed him then. Desperate, claiming, pouring everything I felt into it. When we parted, both breathless, his eyes were molten. Mark me, I whispered. What? Mark me, before the fight. Make me yours, officially, irrevocably. I met his shocked gaze. If Derek wins tomorrow, at least I'll have had this. This moment. This choice. Maya, you don't have to. I want to. I choose this. I choose you. I tilted my head, exposing my throat. Claim me, Ryder. Make me yours. His control snapped. We barely made it to his bedroom before his mouth was on my throat, his canines extending, his bite sinking deep. The bond snapped into place with a force that stole my breath, golden and perfect and absolutely certain. When he pulled back, his mark gleamed on my skin. Your turn, he said roughly, exposing his own throat. I bit down, claiming him the way he'd claimed me, the bond completing. We were truly mated now. Forever. What followed was passionate, desperate, absolutely perfect. Ryder made love to me like I was precious, like I was his everything, like losing me would destroy him. Afterward, lying tangled together, he held me close. Tomorrow changes nothing, he whispered. Win or lose, you're mine, and I'm yours, forever. Forever, I agreed. The next day we arrived at the neutral ground, an open field where wolf law allowed such challenges. Derek was waiting, looking confident. Too confident. Maya, his smile was sharp. Ready to come home. She is home, Ryder said coldly. With me, her fated mate, the one she chose. She doesn't get to choose. She was promised to me. I was never promised to anyone. I stepped forward. I ended our engagement. I chose Ryder. Accept it and move on. Never. Derek's eyes flashed. If I have to beat him to death to get you back, I will. Then try, Ryder shifted, his massive wolf form appearing. But you'll lose, because she's mine, and I protect what's mine. Derek shifted too, and the battle began. It was brutal, savage, devastating to watch. They tore into each other with a violence that made me sick. Blood stained the grass. Snarls echoed across the field. Ryder was good, better than I'd expected. But Derek was vicious, fighting with a desperation that made him dangerous. I watched in horror as Derek's jaws closed around Ryder's leg, taking him down. No, the word tore from my throat. Stop! Both wolves froze. This is insane! I moved forward, ignoring Sasha's attempt to hold me back. You're fighting over me like I'm property, like I don't get a say in my own life. Maya, get back, Ryder tried to say, but I cut him off. No, I'm done being fought over, done being treated like a prize to be won. I looked at Derek. I don't want you. I never did. Our entire relationship was based on you manipulating a grieving 20-year-old. That's not love. That's predatory. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. I turned to Ryder. And you, fighting for me is romantic and all, but I'm not someone who needs to be won. I'm someone who makes my own choices. I know that. Then let me make this one. I stood between them, addressing the assembled witnesses. I, Maya Thorne, reject Derek Ashford's claim. He has no right to me, no hold over me, no future with me. I turned to Ryder. And I choose Ryder Kane, my fated mate, my alpha, the one I've already marked and bonded with. I pulled down my collar, showing Ryder's mark clearly. The crowd gasped. A completed mate bond trumped all challenges. Derek shifted back to human form, rage contorting his features. You marked her? You had no right. I had every right. She's my fated mate. She chose me. Ryder shifted too, standing beside me. The challenge is over, Derek. You've lost. This isn't over. It is. Sasha stepped forward with papers. These are signed affidavits from 12 members of the Clearwater Pack, all testifying to your controlling behavior, your emotional manipulation, your isolation tactics with Maya. She handed them to the judge overseeing the challenge. Derek Ashford is unfit to claim anyone. He needs to answer for his abusive behavior. Derek paled. That's not... I never... Save it for the council hearing, the judge said coldly. Based on this evidence and the completed mate bond, I rule in favor of Ryder Kane. Maya Thorne is his mate. The challenge is dismissed. Derek was escorted away, still protesting. I turned to Ryder, finding him watching me with awe. You stood up for yourself, he said softly. You taught me I could, that I was worth fighting for, even against you, especially against me. He pulled me close. I'm sorry, for fighting over you like you were a possession. You were protecting me. There's a difference. I touched his face. And I chose you, not because you won the fight, but because you showed me what love actually looks like. His kiss was gentle, reverent, full of promise. I love you, he whispered. My brave, fierce mate. I love you too, my obsessive, possessive alpha. Still going to complain about me not letting you go? Probably. It's kind of our thing. I smiled. But I'm starting to understand. You don't want to let me go because you want to cage me. You want to keep me close because you love me. Exactly. There's a difference. A very important difference. As we left the field together, I realized something important. I'd been so focused on freedom, on escaping, on running, that I'd forgotten what I was really looking for. Not freedom from everything, just freedom to choose. And I'd chosen Ryder, the billionaire alpha who refused to let me go, and I was perfectly okay with that. Chapter 5. The truth comes out. 2 weeks after the challenge, everything seemed perfect. I'd moved my few belongings permanently into the penthouse, started painting regularly in the studio Ryder had made for me, even began teaching art classes at a local community center. Ryder gave me space, freedom, trust, but he was always there, always watching, always ready to catch me if I fell. It should have felt suffocating. Instead, it felt like safety. Then Derek's trial happened. Sasha had gathered evidence, testimony from pack members, financial records, everything showing Derek's pattern of controlling behavior. "You don't have to go," Ryder said the morning of the hearing. "I want to. I need to face him one last time." The hearing was held at the Wolf Council headquarters. Derek sat at the defendant's table, looking smaller than I remembered. His lawyer tried to paint me as an unreliable witness, as a confused Omega who didn't understand her own feelings. Then they called Ryder to testify. "Mr. Kane, isn't it true you used your wealth and influence to steal Miss Thorne from her intended mate?" "No," Ryder said calmly. "I offered her a choice, something Mr. Ashford never did. You tracked her down, pursued her despite her running. I pursued my fated mate. There's a difference." "Is there? You admit you won't let her go." "I won't lose her. Again, different. She's free to leave me anytime she chooses. I'd be devastated, but I wouldn't stop her." His eyes found mine across the courtroom. Love isn't about ownership. It's about choice. And Maya chose me. Every day, she chooses me. The lawyer tried other tactics, but Ryder was unshakable. When it was my turn to testify, I told the truth. All of it. About Derek isolating me, controlling who I spoke to, deciding what I wore, making me give up art school. He said it was protection, I concluded, but it was control, and the difference matters. The council deliberated for less than an hour. "We find Derek Ashford guilty of emotional manipulation and abuse of pack authority. He is stripped of his beta status and banned from claiming any mate for 5 years. He is required to attend counseling and may not hold pack leadership positions." Derek exploded. "This is insane! She's my mate!" "She was never your mate," the head counselor said coldly. "You manipulated a grieving girl. That is not a bond. That is abuse." After outside the courthouse, Derek tried one last time. "Maya, please, I love you. I can change." "No, you can't. Because you don't actually love me. You love controlling me. There's a difference." Ryder's no better. He's completely different. He gives me freedom, choice, space to be myself. I looked at the man who'd controlled me for 2 years. You made me small. He helps me shine. That's the difference. You'll regret this. The only thing I regret is wasting 2 years on you. Ryder's hand found mine, and we walked away together. Derek's shouts faded behind us. "You okay?" Ryder asked. "I'm perfect. It's finally over." "Not quite." He stopped, turned to face me. "There's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you from the beginning." My stomach dropped. "What?" "The night I saw you at the bus station, it wasn't coincidence. I'd been having dreams about you for weeks. My wolf showing me my mate before I'd met you." He took a breath. "I knew you were running from something. So I had my people track you. Found out about Derek. About everything." "You knew? Before you even approached me?" "Yes. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you. But Maya..." His hands gripped mine. "I wasn't trying to control you. I was trying to protect you. To give you the choice Derek never did. You investigated my entire life. I did. And I'd do it again. Because knowing what Derek did to you, knowing you were in danger, I couldn't just walk away. Even before we'd spoken. I should have been angry, should have felt violated. But looking into his eyes, seeing the raw honesty, I understood." "You're impossible," I said. "I'm in love. There's a difference." I laughed despite myself. Everything with you is about differences. Because details matter. Context matters. Intent matters. He pulled me closer. "I will always be possessive. Always be protective. Always want to keep you close. But I'll never make you small, Maya. Never control you. Never take away your choices. Promise? On my life. On our bond. On everything I am." His forehead touched mine. "You're my mate. My equal. My partner in everything. And if I ever cross a line, If I ever start to control instead of protect, call me on it. I'll listen. I'll adjust. Because your happiness matters more than my possessiveness. Tears pricked my eyes. I love you. I love you too. So much it scares me sometimes. Good, because you scare me too, in the best possible way. He kissed me, deep and claiming, the bond singing between us. When we parted, he pulled out a small box. What's this? Open it. Inside was a ring. Simple, elegant, perfect. Is this a choice, not a demand? He took the ring out, held it ready. Maya Thorne, will you marry me? Will you be my wife, my Luna, my partner for the rest of our lives? You're asking? I'm asking. Because that's what you do when you love someone. You ask. You give them choice. You let them decide. His eyes held mine. So what do you say? Will you choose me? Again? I looked at this billionaire alpha who'd refused to let me go, who'd tracked me down, protected me, given me everything I needed to heal, who'd shown me the difference between being owned and being loved. Yes, I said. I choose you. Always. He slipped the ring on my finger, and we kissed, surrounded by witnesses, strangers, the entire world. And I didn't care. Because I'd finally found what I'd been running toward all along. Not freedom from everything, just freedom to choose. And I'd chosen the one man who'd never let me go. The billionaire alpha who loved me enough to give me wings, even if he'd always be there to catch me when I flew. Chapter 6. The Wedding. 3 months later, we stood in the gardens of Ryder's estate, now our estate, surrounded by friends and family. Jen was my maid of honor, tears streaming down her face. I can't believe you're actually doing this. Neither can I, honestly. Are you happy? I looked at Ryder, waiting at the altar, looking devastating in his suit. His eyes found mine across the distance, and the love in them took my breath away. Deliriously, I said. The ceremony was simple, intimate, perfect. I, Ryder Kane, take you, Maya Thorne, to be my wife, my mate, my equal in all things. His voice was rough with emotion. I promise to give you freedom and security in equal measure, to support your dreams even when they scare me, to love you fiercely while letting you shine, to never cage you, never control you, never make you anything less than who you are. I, Maya Thorne, take you, Ryder Kane, to be my husband, my mate, my partner. My voice was steady despite my tears. I promise to trust your protection, to call you on your possessiveness when it crosses lines, to love you even when you're being impossible, to choose you every day for the rest of our lives. You may kiss your bride. He did, thoroughly, while the crowd cheered. At the reception, I found myself watching him across the room, commanding, confident, talking business with other alphas. Then his eyes found mine, and he excused himself immediately, cutting through the crowd to reach me. Having fun? He asked. Watching you be all powerful and intimidating? It's entertaining. Only entertaining? Maybe a little hot. His smile was wicked. Just wait until we're alone. Is that a promise? A guarantee? Later, during our first dance, he held me close. Thank you, he whispered. For what? For choosing me, for trusting me, for being brave enough to stay when every instinct told you to run. Thank you for not letting me go, for showing me the difference between being controlled and being loved. I'll still be possessive, still want you close, still probably drive you crazy with my protective instincts. I know, and I'll still challenge you, still demand my space, still probably drive you crazy with my independence. Perfect. We'll drive each other crazy together. He spun me, pulling me back in. I love you, Mrs. Kane. I love you too, Mr. Kane, even when you're impossible. Especially when I'm impossible. That night, alone finally, he carried me to our room. I have a gift for you, he said. You've given me enough. Not this. He handed me a key. To the studio downtown, the one you admired last week. It's yours, your own gallery space. Ryder, that's too much. It's exactly enough. You're talented, Maya. The world deserves to see your art, and I want to give you the platform to share it. Tears filled my eyes. You're really okay with me having my own career? My own space? I'm more than okay with it. I'm proud of it. Proud of you. He wiped away my tears. The only thing that would make me prouder is if you'd let me invest in your gallery, be your silent partner. Silent? Completely silent. Your vision, your art, your gallery. I'll just handle the financial side. His smile was soft. Let me support your dreams, Maya. Not control them. Support them. You really are different from Derek. I'd better be, or you married the wrong man. I kissed him, pouring everything I felt into it. I married exactly the right man. Even though I won't let you go. Because you won't let me go. There's a difference. He laughed, the sound full of joy. You've learned well. I had a good teacher. As we made love, claiming, tender, absolutely perfect, I thought about the journey that had led us here. From running away to being found, from fighting for freedom to choosing captivity, from fearing possession to embracing love. I'd thought I needed to escape, to be completely free, to have no ties. But I'd learned something crucial. Real freedom isn't about being alone. It's about choosing who you're with. And I'd chosen Ryder, the billionaire alpha who refused to let me go, who loved me fiercely while giving me wings, who showed me that sometimes being claimed by the right person is the most freeing thing in the world. Epilogue. 2 years later, the gallery opening was packed. My art covered the walls, bold, vibrant pieces that spoke to my journey, from darkness to light, from captivity to freedom, from fear to love. You're nervous, Ryder said, appearing at my side with champagne. Terrified. What if no one likes it? They already do. Look. He gestured to the red sold stickers appearing on piece after piece. They're just being nice. They're recognizing brilliance when they see it. He kissed my temple. I'm so proud of you. Across the gallery, I saw Jen with her new mate, a kind alpha named Marcus. Derek's trial had sparked reforms, new protections for omegas, stricter punishment for controlling behavior. My art had become part of that movement. Visual representations of what abuse looked like, what freedom felt like. Thank you, I said to Ryder. For what? For everything. For finding me. For not letting me go. For showing me what real love looks like. Thank you for choosing me. For staying. For being brave enough to trust me. His hand found mine. I know I'm not always easy. You're possessive, overprotective, and sometimes overbearing. Is this going somewhere positive? You're also loyal, generous, and you love me more than anything in the world. I squeezed his hand. And I wouldn't change a single thing about you. Not even the possessiveness? Especially not the possessiveness. It's kind of hot. His laugh was warm. Good, because that's never going away. Neither am I. I kissed him softly. You won't let me go, remember? Never. Not for anything. Not ever. As we stood together, watching people admire my art, I felt complete. I'd spent so long running, from Derek, from control, from the idea of belonging to anyone. But I'd learned the most important lesson. Being owned and being loved aren't the same thing. Being possessed and being cherished are different. And choosing to stay with someone who loves you fiercely, who wants you close but lets you soar, that's not captivity. That's freedom. The best kind of freedom. The kind you choose every single day with the billionaire alpha who won't let you go. Closing. And there you have it, my beautiful dreamers. The story of Maya and Ryder, proof that sometimes being claimed is exactly what you need, and the right kind of possession is actually love. Did this story make your heart race? Did you understand the difference between control and protection? Then show me some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me your favorite moment, and subscribe to Luna's romance audiobooks so you never miss another tale of obsessive love and fierce devotion. I want to know, would you have run from the mate bond? Would you have given Ryder a chance? Would you have been brave enough to choose love over fear? Tell me in the comments. And speaking of choosing love, our next story is going to leave you absolutely breathless. It's called The Alpha's Unwanted Mate, and it follows a she-wolf who discovers she's mated to the alpha who publicly rejected her 5 years ago. He's back, he wants her, and he's willing to destroy everything to prove he made a mistake. She's moved on, he hasn't. And when their paths collide again, she'll have to decide if second chances are worth the risk, or if some rejections are final. Until next time, my dreamers, may your obsessive alphas be protective, not controlling, your captivity be chosen, not forced, and your love stories prove that being claimed by the right person is the ultimate freedom. This is Luna, signing off. Sweet dreams, beautiful souls.